morning. Today's Monday. I'm in the process of making my electrolyte drink. I have B12 in my mouth right now. Definitely just praying for strength. It's taking everything I can to even do this right now. I feel so sick. Yesterday I was completely incapacitated all day, and this just keeps happening more and more right now. So today is, I look crazy because I'm exhausted. Turn this on. Today is Wednesday and I got back from dance. It's been 2 weeks since I vlogged. I think the last thing I vlogged was when the cats got their shots, and I told you guys, I think I did, that I was a little bit nervous about it. Reservations because when sorry, I have a bathrobe on, I'm cold. But when they first got their vaccines in 2019, they ended up getting the Khaleesi virus and getting very sick from the vet. It's like, okay, did he get a respiratory infection? A respiratory infection would probably have like runny nose and eye waters, and he's acting absolutely fine. When I first did it, it was very loud the first 2 times, like, oh my goodness. And now it's a lot quieter and more raspy. The other thing we found out is Siamese cats are kind of predispositioned to have asthma, so he could have asthma. The blessing is he is acting fine, but yeah, so that's what's been going on this past week. Good morning, Luna. Good morning. Morning. Been laying down for a couple hours, not gotten dressed yet or anything like that, so just starting to get up now, physically up. I've been awake. But I figured I'd check in because I think the last I told you was, oh, Burt. So you guys know it's been like, I'm not going to go into it because I think I said everything, but long story short, he's been okay. His coughing subsided. We did take him to the vet. We had a vet scheduled appointment for a Friday, and then I had called the low-cost spay and neuter clinic where they get their shots, and pretty much just said what was going on. They're like, yeah, we'd like him to come in. They're like, the bump on his arm's not that unheard of. He could have been like really stiff when we gave him the shot. So I'm like, probably because we're not allowed to be back there and he's nervous and stuff like that, and they do it so quickly. I don't know if they like massage it or whatever, but we're a little bit concerned. At that point, he hadn't coughed for like almost between like 12 to 18 hours, which was good. So we brought him in, and that's just like, they're just like, yeah, just bring him in to check. And so we ended up canceling our Friday vet appointment because he hadn't coughed anymore. And they listened to his lungs, took his temperature, did everything, and he sounded fine. So he's like, you know, he could have picked up something, even though he didn't have like respiratory symptoms, like, I mean, he didn't have like cold symptoms. I don't know if it, you know, we still think, okay, asthma is common with cats like him, but thankfully it hadn't happened again. Today's Monday. I hadn't heard him cough or anything like that. Sorry, there's just so many thoughts. I'm trying to put it all quickly because I know this is already going to be a lot of talking about it. They were like, we can give him an antibiotic, but he seems to be on the meds. We're like, well, let's not do any medication if he seems fine. He came home. If you guys remember, whenever, after they got their shots, after it started hurting, Luna got really upset with him and it was like scared to be around him, tried to beat him up a bunch. That happened, same thing when he had his cast and he smelled like the vet. It was just different and scary. She would not want to be around him. Well, we get home, you know, thankfully it was not that dramatic going to the vet and everything was good. It's like, oh, good. Thankful that he seems to be okay and got a clean bill of health. Luna's like, oh hey, oh you smell way too much like the vet, which he did. It's so strong. She started hissing and being scared of him again and trying to smack him and essentially beat him up. I had hoped that that would not last too long. Oh my goodness, you guys, 3 days of that. So we're literally having, like, we have a small house. We're having to like keep them far apart. I'm still trying to take care of Burt, make sure he's okay. The whole reason why I'm telling you this. So I like fell asleep early because I was so sick from being up so much. Kind of napping all night. Wanted to go out of the room, so second I opened the door, of course Luna's there. So I couldn't sleep anyway, so for about an hour and a half I'm like watching them to get them to stay away from each other. Then I'm like, okay, I feel like they've calmed down. I feel like I can maybe go fall back to sleep. It was like almost 4 a.m. Kyle's asleep. I had forgotten we put a glass water bowl in here for Burt, and it's pitch black, and long story short, I fell. Slid and tripped, and then I slid again on the spilled water. You know, like cartoons where they're like flailing and like do the splits? Splits, you just fall. That's what happened to me. Sideways, I turn, middle splits, fall down, and I'm just soaking wet in a puddle of water, and Kyle jumps up, what happened? So we yelled, and then the next day wasn't super sore, but then the next day I couldn't even, I definitely pulled a muscle in my leg. Still really hurts. So it'll be interesting to see how dance and cleaning go today. But yeah, so thankfully Burt's been completely fine. Luna's been fine again after the smell went away. She's back to loving her brother again. I ozone this week, but I don't have a ride. I hope by taking a little bit off, I can see how well it helps me. Because while I was doing it, it wasn't really feeling like it's helping a whole lot. But then I get so sick and it's like, maybe my baseline is just a lot lower than I would hope. So we'll see. I'm hoping my kids are great today. This is a really big class. I make a pretty big electrolyte drink. I generally take a B12. I did just take 2 binders though, so I might wait a while on that. Let's go ahead and start our day. Let's go get you a snack. Okay, so keeping it real. Kitchen's not horrible, but this is when you don't feel good enough to do things. Cut up some celery last night, got so dizzy, had to stop. I would use more than that, but the celery's pretty old. I'm almost out of these. I hadn't been using them for a while, but when I'm struggling like this and having work, they're really helpful. I really like the grape, the pomegranate cherry or something pomegranate, and then the raspberry. I don't feel up to this, but I know I'm not gonna feel up to when I get home, and I have avocados that are really ripe, so I think I'm gonna make myself some avocado pudding so I can have it when I get home after I've done my walk and when I start my sauna. So we have avocado, a little bit of vanilla, cinnamon, chocolate, and almond milk to make this pudding. And there you go. If you have kids or just if you have a sweet tooth, this is seriously so good. All right, I'm gonna charge my camera, take a little break, slowly get ready for work, and I'll see you after. Just got ready for work. It's like 14 degrees outside, so I gotta find a sweater. I either have like tank tops or full-on long sleeves. Put long sleeve over top, and then if I get warm at dance, take it off. I didn't put any makeup on, but I did put on a little bit of mascara because if you guys remember a couple vlogs ago, I got that package from Hello Skincare, and I've been trying their eyelash serum, and I'm pretty sure I'm starting to see results. I remember like I used to get like really cheap drugstore mascara. It worked so well. But like I can't use any of that. It burns my eyes and it's toxic now. I use the Anika Beauty, and so I'm at the end of the tube, so it doesn't like work as good as it normally does, and it's still, excuse my blemishes, because again I don't have makeup on, but like look at my eyelashes, and I didn't put like a ridiculous amount on. See all my gray hair? Lyme. Or just genetics, who knows. I'll have to like actually try to put makeup on again, but look, they're growing.